So, welcome everyone. Good to have you here. It's a full house today. I hope you all have enough space to stretch out a little bit if you need. So today, the topic would be relationships, relationship to yourself, relationships that we have to ourselves, relationship that we have to other people, and of course how we can improve them, how we can give rise to a relationship that is a cause of more happiness and joy and less misery and suffering, of course. That's the whole point why we sit here, why we spend some time together to feel a bit better, to enjoy life a little bit more, and to suffer a little bit less. That's, by the way, the whole point of meditation. If you ever wonder, it's not some philosophical thing that gets you into deep states of emptiness and whatnot. It's already very, very nice if it makes you a bit more kind, a bit more open, a bit more relaxed. It's already great. If everyone would make these kind of qualities a priority, then we would have better relationships in this world already to other people, to other countries, to our neighbors. A bit more understanding, a bit more forgiveness, the ability to accept other people for who they are. So maybe to go from the inside out a little bit, we can start with the relationship that we have with ourselves. I think you all would agree that you have sort of a relationship with yourself. When you're alone, you're talking with yourself, are you not? We're talking with ourselves most of the day, and also sometimes during the night as well, in our dreams. It's a bit more than talking even, but it also happens inside of ourselves. And so we're talking to ourselves. The mind is talking the whole day. How is your mind talking to you? We just to start really, really simple, really easy. What are your thoughts like most of the time? What's the majority of your thoughts about? You would have to look at your thoughts for a day or a week, maybe, to find out, like in general, what's the atmosphere in my mind, in my heart like? How do I normally feel? How do I look at other people? What do I think about them? And what do I think about myself? How do I feel about myself internally? And you can observe that from the moment you get up in the morning, you step out of your bed, maybe even your first thought, your eyes just open up. What's your first thought? Is it like, oh God, another day? Oh. Or is it a bit more uplifting maybe? Oh wow, I'm still alive. It could be like that. I'm still alive. And then you look to your left and your spouse is also still alive. We take it for granted very often that we're still alive. We hardly ever think about it actually. Unless there's a threat to our life and it's kind of like too late. Then life suddenly becomes important. So what's your first thought like? And who are your thoughts directed to? And in what way do they direct themselves at you? How is the feeling behind your thoughts? Generally negative or positive? Is there a lot of fault finding going on? Are you looking for what's wrong a lot? Is it interesting for you to see what's wrong? Do you find it a bit more interesting than to see things that are going quite well? There's a whole concept of a newspaper, for example. It
place with that. We find it quite interesting if there are problems. Every story is based on a problem, really. Every movie needs a problem to be interesting. No problem in the movie, it's just not interesting. Picture a movie without problem. That would be kind of funny, I think. Most people will probably leave the cinema very early on, after they've been waiting for something to happen, but nothing happens, so, well, I might as well waste my time elsewhere. So if there's a problem, if there's some sort of dynamic going on that is stressful, it speaks to us. Or there is some stress, there's something going wrong, something to worry about. And maybe you can notice that in your own mind, maybe not. Maybe there's more kind of gratitude in your mind. Maybe you're quite grateful. You wake up in the morning and you say thank you for the things that you have, for the people that you're with. And then see what that does to your mood. Being grateful, just contemplating what feels good, what you enjoy about yourself or your life or your circumstances. So we call this a skillful mindset. Skillful because it causes joy. And when you're holding joy inside of your being, then it flows out of your being through your actions. Your actions then become uplifting, positive, beneficial, what we call good. But if you're kind of on the other side of the coin, you're not feeling that good, you're negative, you're complaining about what's going on, then also you're coming into a negative, you can say like a vibrational state, a negative emotion, a negative mood. And that then also is translated into your actions. Makes you probably a bit less efficient during the day also. Makes you bump into people, bump into things, makes life a bit harder. And so for most people, the problem is that we don't really know what state we are in. Because we have no mindfulness. We do not usually look at ourselves. We don't usually observe our mind. We usually observe through our mind what goes on around us much more. And you might observe through a negative emotional state, and then you find that the world is quite a negative place. Because that's what you're looking through. That's the filter you're looking through. Looking through a positive filter, of course, you're experiencing a nice world. It's a pleasant place. And if you have enough mindfulness to know yourself, to know your mind properly, then you have a fair chance, actually, to make adjustments. For example, you could let go of unskillful, harmful, negative thought patterns, and you could replace them with different habits. For example, gratitude, kindness, compassion. Make your choice. And then you can cultivate these skillful qualities, and they will then start to take over and run your life more and more. And it appears as if your surroundings would change. Suddenly there are nice people around you, and you have great relationships with everyone and so forth. Why? Well, because you changed the lens you're looking through. The lens doesn't have any dirty spots on it anymore. It isn't a certain color anymore. It's quite clear. The mind and your inner kind of world is so important, much more important than the outer world. The way the outer world appears to you is dependent on the way your inner world works. Your perceptions, for example, how you perceive things. As good or bad, fortunate or unfortunate. That can be changed. Some people, they can find something good in everything. A challenge, an opportunity to practice patience, to become a bit more cool and relaxed. Depending on your skill set and depending on the strength of your mindfulness, you have more choices. And so that's why the relationship to yourself is incredibly important. How you relate to yourself, how you talk. And it starts with communication. You're communicating to yourself all the time. What do you communicate? What kind of messages? So spend a week or so bringing mindfulness into the way you communicate inside of yourself, your thought world. And then see, does it help you to lead a happier life or not? If it doesn't, then you might improve it if you want to. If you find yourself complaining a lot, then use gratitude. If you find yourself to be a lot angry at other people and yourself, do kindness, forgiveness. Accept it. We're all human beings. We're all messing up. All quite messy. Nobody is perfect in any way. We're just all trying. Another way that helps me a great deal to go into relationship with myself is not taking myself so seriously. I'm a little tiny, really tiny human being. Very small. Walking this huge planet. Just going here and there every day, seemingly doing really important stuff. And also, I'm very serious about that stuff, of course, because it's super important. It's absolutely crucial. And what's most important is my problems. They're extremely important, and so I talk about them a lot, of course, yeah. Within myself and also to my friends. Because it's really important. Because it's heavy. It must mean something. Who would I be without my problems? So, there's some weight, this heaviness, this seriousness. I take it out by looking at myself from a perspective. I will look at myself for such a long time, in such a way, from above or whatever, until I appear cute to myself. And this is something I had to train. This doesn't come natural. I've been raised as a man, and men aren't cute. They're dangerous. Yeah, and strong. They have big beards. And they're important and powerful and whatnot. And so I've been raised in a culture that sees men like that. And so I feel a certain way about myself as a man, but not cute. I couldn't admit that I'm actually cute, but that's the truth. If you look at a tiny little mouse, it's cute, isn't it? But the mouse, it feels very serious. It's serious business. It goes like left and right and finds some food, and we're looking at it. It's like so cute. Look at it, like these tiny little eyes, and oh, now it stands up. It stands on two legs. I can make a picture of it. It's so cute. And everyone likes it, like a little cat. It's so cute. But for the cat, they feel like you do. Very serious. They come into the house, they eat, then they lie down and they lick their paws and smear it all over their hair to clean themselves. It's serious. It's what they do. And if you come and go, hey, ooh, so cute, and you kind of tickle them and whatnot, they might not like it because they don't feel very cute. They might feel scared. What does this big thing want from me? So, but you are just like that. You're cute. A very cute little tiny human being. And why are you cute? Why am I cute? I don't want to be too aggressive here. Why am I cute? Because I don't know nothing. What do I know? I only know stuff that I've been told. And I can repeat that. Sometimes efficiently, sometimes not so efficiently. But from my own power, there is not much that I really know. Other than that I'm here now. That I can be quite confident about. I'm here now. But everything else, my past even, very often I don't remember correctly. I tell one of my memories and my father sits in the same room and he goes like, what? That wasn't like that. It was totally different. Oh, you're confusing something, and then he tells me the real story, and then suddenly I remember it the right way. Did you also know that each time you retell a memory a certain way, it changes just ever so slightly? And every time that you're adding little things, you start to remember it differently. More and more differently. Your memory changes. The way you feel about it changes. And so each time it changes a little bit, you speak about it differently and then add a few more things. We can't really be 100% sure that what we feel about our past right now was actually like that. We can't even be 100% sure if we're not dreaming right now. There's always a slim, tiny chance that you might be dreaming right now. So our perception is not really that trustworthy as it appears. It can change, turn around all the time. So the one thing I can be sure about is that I'm here right now, and that I'm feeling like this, and that I say these words. And apart from that, I don't know much. I don't know anything really, other than stuff I could repeat. I said that already. Yeah, I've learned stuff at school. I've been told things. I've been told that some people are bad and others are good. Kind of had to believe it. And so I was afraid of some and happy to see others. I don't know why though, but that's just how I felt. Like after consuming a lot of media, there's a certain way you feel about others, depending on the way they're portrayed. You could portray black people as criminals all over, again and again and again and again. So that's what you feel when you see a black person. Oh, I need to be careful. And you can't help it to feel this, because that's what you have learned emotionally again and again and again. And there's many of those examples. Many of those. So here is how I go into a relationship with myself, seeing myself as cute. First of all, I see that I know nothing. Then I see that I'm very small. My body is very small compared to the rest of the universe. We were talking about billions of light years. What's my body in that? It's just ridiculously small. But when I'm feeling like I'm in the body, then it feels very strong and important and like this. And need to bring it to very important places and to very important things there. But if I'm zooming out, if I'm kind of pretending that I have an out-of-body experience and I just zoom out, until my body is very small, until I don't see it anymore. Even from airplanes already, you don't see bodies anymore. You might just see tiny cars, like little cars. But body is very hard to spot from an airplane. And then you zoom out until planet Earth becomes very small and a tiny dot. Who are you then? What are your problems then? Is it really that important to get completely upset about something? Is it really that significant to get upset about what you're getting upset about? Get a different viewpoint and check it out. Try for yourself. Another technique I use is, how would an angel look at me? And then I just pretend that I'm an angel looking at myself. Or how would my mom look at me? Just try to imagine. Or how would someone that loves me, like my wife, how would she look at me? Not while I'm in the car maybe, and driving, and she complains a lot about me, but maybe during a time that she remembers when we first met or something. How does she look at me then? That's kind of embarrassing even to talk about this. How would someone that loves me look at me? Again, that's the man in me is feeling embarrassed. No, this is not a manly thing to talk about. Drop it. But it's a fact, right? So it's particularly difficult for men to feel cute about themselves. For women, yeah, you have learned it, to feel cute. But surprisingly, for women the problem very often is that they have been shown what really cute is, and it's all photoshopped. And it all has to do with the body. That's the problem many women face. And so also they have difficulty to feel cute about themselves, like really like themselves. Like just sitting down, like spending half an hour just liking yourself, and just a tiny human being just sitting there. So cute. Just like you would spend a time with your cat. Just to feel the same way about you, or just feel the same way that your mom felt about you when you were first born. This tiny, helpless being. We're all still tiny and helpless. You're not in control. Stuff keeps happening to you. It's all out of your control. That's another reason why I'm cute. I have no control. And it's very cute that I think I do. It's like this little boy pretending to be the boss of a large corporation, like 5 years old, and just playing like he has a phone and like taking a stick up to his ear. Yes, of course, yes. It's very cute to see that, and that's exactly what we do, right? We're pretending to be like CEOs. I'm a boss. I have a lot of responsibility, and it's a role play, and we're doing it really well, and it really does work actually in this world. We're all playing these roles, and I'm very qualified. We can play that role very efficiently, and we can produce a certain information at certain times really efficiently, but that might also quickly change, since you're not fully in control. Like a sailor does not control the sea. You can control your boat a little bit, but still exactly where you will end up, you really don't know. But you can steer left and you can steer right. That's what you can. So these are all reasons why we are all cute right now, I think. You might find other reasons too why you're cute, but it's worth your while sitting down and finding out why exactly are you actually cute. And can you feel that about yourself? Can you feel that you are likable, lovable? Can you feel warmth towards yourself? Forget high-minded kindness to all living beings stuff. Can you feel kind towards yourself? Just a little bit? Perfect. Keep going. Enjoy. Go deeper. There's too much philosophy going on. Too little kindness. Their heads are full, heart is empty. So we need to actually learn to feel kind. This is not something that comes natural. Criticism, easy. Finding faults, easy. Seeing what's wrong, easy. Feeling warmth and kindness towards yourself, that's a challenge. But it's one of the most beautiful challenges you'll ever undertake. I dare you to sit down and feel a bit kind towards yourself. It's a wonderful thing to do. It's a great use of your time. Now I go a step further. When I say that you are going into a relationship with yourself, then what would it be that relates to what exactly? Usually we don't contemplate that, right? We say, I'm having a good relationship with myself. What is having a good relationship with what exactly? What do you really, really mean by that when you say I and myself? Does that sound very sane to you? There are two of me in this room right now. Watch out. Here's me and myself. We have a good relationship. How does that sound? It's another one that's quite cute, actually. Yeah. Another kind of proof that I don't know much because I don't really seem to know myself. Feels like there are two of me in there. The one that talks the whole day long and the other one that goes like, shut up and meditate more. The one that says, oh man, you messed up, and the other one says, come, just let it go, just forgive it. Don't you have that too? Like conflicting voices in your head? Like there's the police officer and then there's the armed robber. There's the concerned wife or husband. It's all there. Your parents, the parents' voice, is it not in your head? You shouldn't have done that. What did you do? Go and say sorry. Shame on you. You should punish yourself for that. Happens to many people, by the way. We keep punishing ourselves. It's called guilt. Remorse. It's just no one is doing the punishing for you, so you keep doing it to yourself. Often for years, feeling guilty and remorseful. Just keep beating yourself up. Instead of just changing it and moving on. So what is it anyways that goes into relationship with yourself? Who's the guy that loves you? When you're sitting down and you're finding that you're quite cute, who's looking at you? It's obviously quite a kind guy that's looking at you right now. That's quite good. Not always the case, but hopefully more and more. But then go deeper. Ask, who is it that's looking at what? If you're looking at yourself, what is looking at what? This is not philosophy. This is something that you can find out when your mind is quiet enough. So that's why we sit down and practice meditation, to quieten the mind enough to see who you really are, to understand that there are not two of you really. But there is just one. And when that kind of inner relationship collapses into the truth that there is no split personality in your head. It is not true. It is not real. The voices in your head are not telling you the truth. They tell you what they have learned to speak. They speak in the language they have learned. They're not speaking the truth. Once you find that out, you're becoming a bit more distrustful. You hear the voice in your head and you will go like, whoa, wait a second, is that really true? Then you will come to the point where you're actually assuming a listening position. Ooh, someone talks in my head. All day long. Is that me? Or am I the one that's listening? You're disidentifying from the chit-chat in your head. It is freedom. Awareness, mindfulness is freedom. You're getting out of your conditioning. This is giving you a true choice. Before, our conditioning really is a prison. You have no option but to act the way you have learned to act, to react the way you have learned to react. But now, you can detach. And you can see from above, and you can see, wow, this voice down there, it's constantly talking. And as you step back, it will slowly start to fade. Now what's left is just awareness. Now, if you want to say anything is you, then you can say that. This is who you are. But enjoy that with care, because it is not an object, it is not a thing that you can find. Ooh, I found myself. You cannot find yourself, you can only be yourself. It's another kind of thing that comes out of the insanity of this split mind. I need to find myself. Where am I? Well, it's the one that's looking, actually. And if it stops right there, everything that's not you collapses. The relationship will stop. No more relating inside of your head. Mm-hmm. And when that happens, the way you're entering relationships with other people is very different. It is not anymore based on any fear, like what might they think of me, or how do they see me and perceive me. But it is actually free from that. And that is as much as we can say about this state. It is free from stress, free from misery, free from craziness, free from fear. And if that enters this world through your presence, through your being and your action, then you become a blessing to others. Then the relationships that you have with other people are highly beneficial, uplifting, inspiring, because you are out of the way. And life takes over, if you want to say it like that. And that requires trust. Every relationship does. Fundamental problem is we don't trust ourselves. Because as soon as we turn our eyes within and we really look at ourselves and we really start to see the mess of this crazy monkey mind, it's a bit of a shock. It's a wake-up call. And that is also the reason why we cannot really trust ourselves. So it requires this leap of faith that you do not have to trust any self anymore, but trusting in this moment. That leads you back home to yourself. Meaning that the fake self, which is searching for union with what is, will dissolve on that way. So in a way, all of you, also those guys who are new today, you're doing your first steps on a path to your end. The end of stress, the end of drama, the end of stuff. And so this is more like a celebration. It is not so much like a meditation class and where everyone is very serious and adult. I'm mindful now. Breathing in and out, and I'm doing great. But it is it is a more of a celebration of waking up together, sharing a bit of kindness, a bit of good time together. Okay? So that is all that comes to mind for today.